remember that. I thought that was a hilarious first day in the USA.
It's very fitting.
The second people that picked me up, like we go diving off cliffs, and then we go shoot a couple of guns. So, in his big like red truck, like, I don't know, pickup trucks, guns, like sounds like a country song.
Did you listen to some country while you were doing that?
No, weird enough. He was into like jazz music.
No way.
It's kind of a clash of like stereotypes, like. But yeah.
It's cool they gave you the America experience.
Well, first, before we did that, they pulled out an old SKS Russian semi-automatic rifle.
Oh, yeah.
They were showing me it, and it looks pretty cool. And then they pulled out a modified AK-47, like AK-47 body, but with like modified stock and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. So we were just talking about that, and they're like, you could shoot some guns, not these ones, because I think it's a lot more expensive ammunition-wise, clinking off some 22s. It's probably not the best beginner rifle.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd get by.
They're going easy with it. Yeah. It was probably the expense of the shells that they.
Yeah.
Something that a lot of people from the U.S. don't realize is that Canada is from America too, right? Do Canadians consider themselves Americans? Or do they, now that America is all about the U.S. America, they're more like standoffish a little bit?
America,
yeah.
Chowder.
Thank you.
And then you got the gluten-free bun, so I didn't put croutons on your salad. I didn't know if you wanted that or not.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Yeah.
And then you didn't want cheese, so I had to put the cheese on the side too, because I didn't want to.
don't even think about it.
Appreciate it. No problem. Can I get more water for you?
That'd be great.
Yeah, thanks.
Shoot, is that for? My allergies. I like that.
Comfort food.
Thank you.
Can I get anything else for you?
I think I'm set. What kind of allergies do you have?
I have eczema, so my skin gets all flared up if I eat inflammatory foods like dairy, sugar, and wheat. So, yeah. Northern European, so just meat and vegetables, basically.
Do you carry your Northern European surname still?
Somewhat. It's Swiss German. My last name's Kalen, and my other side's Danish for the most part. So yeah, like Swiss German, Danish. But now they're doing all the gene work. Who knows? I could be like 5% Polynesian, and I don't know how true that all is. But
yeah, I don't know much about genetics and anything like that, but like I'm Ukrainian and British, so I'm pretty white. And my last name is Ukrainian, so it's Daniluk, or as they'd say, they're Daniluk.
Daniluk? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I can see that in you.
So in Russia,
for sure.
In Russia, they definitely recognize my last name.
Yeah, nice.
But Trevor is not a name.
Yeah, they'd be like, Trevor. You could have said Igor, Ivan. Do you have family with Russian or Ukrainian first names?
No, we're long lost our actual
Ukrainian lines,
like heritage. It's all just the surname now. That's all it is. Actually, Christian lived in Russia for a while, in St. Petersburg, which is, I think, is really cool, because I did the Russian trip, and he actually speaks Russian, so he had a great time. You had a good experience.
Yeah, I love Russia.
Yeah. See, another person with a good, like I said, it's my least favorite country that I've traveled to, but that was because of me, not because of Russia or Russians. It
Yeah.
was me not being able to speak the language for 10,000 kilometers, which makes a big difference when you're traveling.
That's a long travel without speaking to them.
Yeah. So you just can't connect with anyone when you can't talk to them. Like, we're social beings, so it's a bit isolating to be with someone but unable to communicate.
Yeah. They're great people. I love Russians. I mean, you find wherever there's jerks and stuff, but
Yeah.
they're just super nice, hospitable people. This whole Russian-U.S. thing, I think, is
But politics are held separate from the
It
actual
is.
people.
You talk to people and they're
Yeah.
like, why do we have this between
Yeah.
us? We're friends, right? Yeah.
Like, people are people no matter where you are, but like, politics can cause conflict where it doesn't need to have conflict.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I hitchhiked, 9,800 kilometers in Russia, and I never met a Russian I call bad. Like, everyone was very helpful to me. Hitchhiking was quick and easy. Like, I think it's in their culture to pick people up.
Yeah.
Maybe from like Soviet times where not everyone would have a car and like people would help people get to the next town or whatever. But yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about my experience there.
There's a lot of Slavic Russian people in this area too, up in Tacoma, Seattle area.
Yeah. In Canada, the big like Ukrainian population and stuff is like in Saskatchewan, where all the farming and stuff is. There's a big push, like a long time ago, to get people to move out there to settle it and work the land. So there's a large Ukrainian population out there in the middle of Canada.
Canada probably has decent immigration too, as far as maybe a little easier now to get into Canada, maybe. Or?
Like, I think it's known to be pretty difficult to get like a permanent residency kind of thing in Canada, working your way to citizenship. And I think they're fairly selective unless you have like a desirable profession. You'd have to be pretty lucky without one to get a place essentially. But Canada is a country of immigrants, so I feel like and just making it harder and harder as we go. The U.S. is doing that too.
If people are just going there for the healthcare or whatever, then
If you travel to the U.S., make sure you get travel insurance. Because if I injure myself somehow, I don't know, break my leg or something, it's going to cost me like 20 grand. I don't know, but a lot of money, and I can't afford that. So travel insurance.
Go to urgent care clinics rather than emergency rooms, if you can. Weekends are harder, but it's like $110 to get seen at a clinic compared to emergency rooms that are like thousands of dollars sometimes.
It's good info, actually.
I just lost my insurance last year because I made a little bit too much money or whatever, so I was getting, we haven't had healthcare for the most part, so we could never afford it. The United Healthcare that Obama opened up made it so that we could at least get checked out a little bit and not feel like it was going to break the bank. So.
And is that still?
It's still available. We could pay a little bit and still have health insurance, but we just chose to opt out. I'm fairly healthy and I'm not really accident prone, so.
But it's all balancing of the odds and everything.
It's just sad that like people like myself, we rarely get injured, we rarely need any help or whatever, but there's just no safeguard for just random little visits.
No one expects to get injured. No one expects to be in a car accident or something. And it sucks that you don't automatically have that lifeline where, because that can wreck you financially. Like one thing that it might not even be your mistake, it just stuff that happens.
Somebody ran into you or whatever. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I like the whole social health care thing myself. Not to get too politicized, but
Yeah.
I like waited too long to eat, and now I'm kind of not so hungry.
Yeah, it does get to a point where past the point of
I don't have a lock on the back of the truck, so I just want to make sure no one's getting in the back.
unloading the whole load.
Yeah. That the boss wouldn't like. So you have the battery pack so you can charge right there?
Yeah. Like live streaming just kills your battery really quick, so you kind of have to have a bunch of mobile batteries to do it for any extended period of time.
Yeah.
And actually, I have like 6 different batteries or something like that, like big mobile batteries. Problem is they're heavy, and I already broke one.
Oh wow.
It was brand new. I don't know if I broke it
it, or?
no, it just stopped working. It had full charge, and then no matter what I do, it just does nothing. Usually they'll flash something, like if it's dead, it'll flash 0 or flash like 1 dot. But it
Just died out.
How's everything tasting over here?
it's good.
The blackberry dressing is kind of bizarre.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the point?
I don't know. They put it like a weird spice in it that just isn't. I should have asked her.
What
Yeah,
spice
it's
is
just-
this?
I don't know. It's kind of this weird like vinegar kind of flavor, but it's
Supposed to be what's it, blackberry?
yeah, it's blackberry, but they
vinaigrette?
put like some kind of spice in it that I can't figure out what it is, but it's just a little weird.
Plans for when you get home?
Feed the chickens. I got a ton of chickens right now. I'm
Yep.
raising like 40 chickens, and
Really?
yeah, I'm raising them like 30 of them for meat, actually. Doing our own chickens for meat. And then just doing stuff on the farm. Like, I won't have much daylight, but just go around, make sure everything's looking okay. And I'm not growing a lot of mushrooms right now, but I just always got something going on. So it'll be chill when I get home though. When I work all day like today, drive around, I'm pretty tired, so I just chill out when I get home.
Do you have much land?
We're on 5 acres.
Oh,
Yeah, it's decent.
so you're in like the outskirts of.
Yeah, we're right next to a state forest actually, which is really cool. So we live right in the forest.
That's nice.
Yeah, got like 200 plus Doug fir conifer trees on our property. And we can pick wild mushrooms right on our property, which is pretty cool. The chowder's looking thick.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty rich.
Yeah. Did you learn a few words while you were in Russia?
Yeah, I like I'm gonna say hi, I'm from Canada. I'm hitchhiking a lot of those stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I can still remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kanadsky.
The hi, hello is a really hard word to say.
What's it? Здравствуйте.
You got it.
Yeah. Is Privyet, is that just like a less formal?
That's if you know the person,
Okay,
like your
so it's like a
friends, and it's
friendly-
like hi.
Yeah.
But hello is more like здравствуйте.
Yeah, it is quite a mouthful to just say hello to someone. So depending.
Здравствуй is another informal. So instead of вытя, which is formal, здравствуй would be more like for a friend or a
Yeah.
loved one or whatever.
Know that.
Or one person.
Yeah.
Меня зовут. That's my name. Is that what you said?
I don't remember everything at the time I
yeah.
would, and I think like everything about it was like еду автостоп from Vladivostok.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Еду.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And it like I would have butchered it every time because I don't know. I went from like Google Translate. I'm like I'm hitchhiking Vladivostok, and I like read it, and I'm like okay, that's kind of how I say
Wondering
it.
if it.
But I'm guessing I pronounced everything pretty poorly.
Yeah. They're like, oh, giving you
But
that
I
weird
think
look.
like kind of you say like I don't know something Vladivostok and they're like oh, Vladivostok.
Oh yeah, they know exactly where you're
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
But yeah, you're like you know just east of Moscow and you're saying you're
Yeah,
going to Vladivostok
Vladivostok,
and then you
they're
got a
like,
weird look. You're like, you got a ways to go, buddy.
They're like, good luck. Did you go through Novosibirsk?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you there in summer?
It was October to November.
Oh wow.
It was turning by the time I got out east. Yeah, I had some snow. Yeah. it was-
Summers in Novosibirsk can be brutal too, like on the other end of the spectrum, really hot and muggy and mosquitoes and
It's a very isolated city. Like if you look at it on a map, Novosibirsk is like I think it's one of the cities like furthest away from like a body of a significant body of water, like an ocean. 'Cause it's just in the middle of like a landmass that is like Europe and Asia. Like and it's seems like a strange place to just in the middle of nowhere.
pretty much just to get people to the next side, you know?
It's a hub, but it's like the major hub in Siberia, I guess. Like it's the biggest city for a long way.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this. Kind of a nice little place.
I think of a diner.
Really? Hitchhiking America, day 2.
Yeah. We'll see how many days it gets up to.
Yeah. Are you just gonna play it by ear?
Yeah,
And just
like,
see
there's not
how
much plan.
it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm got a specific plan. I'm gonna keep going until I don't enjoy it, or the money runs out, or not really much of a plan. But that's usually how I do things.
Yeah.
This already took more planning than I'm used to because I had to figure out the logistics of this.
Yeah.
It's just kind of difficult, and I'm still figuring it out, as anyone that would be watching would know, because I have about like 80% downtime and 20% up. So
Hopefully more on the other end.
and
this
as
time.
we figure things out and maybe get further south and the connection's a little bit better or more steady, because like if the stream keeps cutting in and out, like that's not gonna hold people. Like it's not fun to watch something cutting in and out.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see.
Big Verizon antenna on you somehow.
Yeah, like, because I think this does have antenna slots on here, like these fold open, and I think those are for something like that. I don't know. I think you can attach antennas usually to these little jetpacks, but or small ones. Because a lot of people use this for like RVing and stuff, and inside the RV it's better to like.
Have it on.
But that's more of a permanent fixture. For me, I'd have like, I don't know, it hanging off my shoulder or something. Which would be a unique little accessory. Get more weird looks.
Get more attention for people pulling over, but then they'd be like, what is this dude doing? Hitchhiking reality show. Pick me up.
So far, people have been pretty cool about the whole camera thing. I didn't know how people would be about that, because it is, like, I don't know. I've never been in front of a camera, and it's kind of intimidating to have a camera in your face, especially if it's broadcast live and there's potentially people watching.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I thought people would be pretty uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
So far,
So far, so good. It's such a part of our culture now that I think people are more used to it. I'm good. Are you good? Good. Little box now that I got food, I'm gonna get tired.
Did I get anything else for anyone, or are we ready for the bill?
I think we're ready.
Is it together or separate?
Together's fine.
you already get me food. I save up for these trips.
I know. You didn't buy much. Supporting the cause.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No hurry, whenever you're ready, I'll take your payment here at the table.
I can go to right now, actually.
Let me go get rid of this. I'll be
Okay.
back.
28. That's the total. Do you ski at all? Yeah.
I used to when I was a kid. Where I'm from, there's like a ski hill like half-hour away.
On Victoria? Or
Vancouver Island is
Vancouver Island.
Yeah, it's actually it's very, very common.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, because
Victoria
is the city on that
city.
island. It's the capital of BC.
I get that mixed around.
So it is backwards.
I always think it's Victoria Island.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people do.
yeah.
It's kind of 3 hours north of Victoria.
Oh, okay.
And that's the only major ski hill left on Vancouver Island. There used to be several, but they've all shut down except for one. But that's further north up island, like probably 5 hours from Victoria.
Oh wow.
It's called Mount Cain, just a little local ski hill. But yeah, Mount Washington is the main one.
Okay.
And where I'm from, about 3 hours north of Victoria, it's quite close by.
Yeah. Yeah, because wait, so how long does it take you to get to Vancouver from Victoria area?
Well, there's a ferry from Victoria to Vancouver. It's like an hour and a half ferry, hour 40.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then there's also ferries from Nanaimo, which is about 2 hours north of Victoria. From Nanaimo to Vancouver.
Skied Black Comb for the first time a couple of years back. Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
And
it reminded me of my home,
Yeah.
like in Utah. Yeah. But it was spring skiing, so it wasn't like the really nice.
I guess, yeah, Utah's pretty known for skiing, so there's a few big hills there, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Snowbird and Alta is where I pretty much skied, and that's steep there for sure. Yeah.
Can you still ski?
Uh-huh.
Alright, that copy is for you. I just need an autograph on that one.
All right, thanks so much.
So you're right. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, I take it a lot easier now. I hit my head a few years ago, and it's just not worth like going like too fast with all that.
It's a pretty dangerous sport. You can screw yourself up pretty good. I'm just gonna bring cardboard to make a sign. I'm gonna do it.
We can do it in the truck.
I'll be carrying on south. He's heading east to Olympia. I'm heading south out of Aberdeen to wherever.
Yeah. Me? Wherever?
I'm going wherever. You're going to
yeah,
Olympia.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll whenever.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
And it's still raining, so I'm gonna kind of hide the camera. Oh yeah, it's right after work, so I usually think rush hour is kind of bad because it's all commuters and they don't really want to pick people up. They're just on their way home, and what are they? Yeah. So I'm not sure if I might just find a place to grab a drink and sit and make a sign, and then try it like just after 6 or something once the commuters slow down a little bit. We'll see.
That would be a nice place to roll over that camper is.
Yeah. That was a nice dinner, and yeah, everyone thinks you're a nice dude. Everyone likes you, so yeah, he's a good guy. He has my business card. Actually, I'll have to show you guys my business card. I think it's funny that I'm hitchhiking and I have a business card, but I'll show you guys. Awesome. Oh yeah, and this is our ride. Oh. So I just stashed my stuff in here while we ate.
Welcome to make a sign
Yeah. Well, I feel like you must want to get home, and I can find a place. You got family, you got friends, you got chickens to feed, and then what's it? Another hour for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go to the office. I gotta get another 2 hours out of the office.
I don't think I'll hold you because you still got a few things to do. But yeah, it was really nice driving with you. Like I had a lot of fun chatting with you, and thanks for dinner again. Like that's really generous, and I appreciate it.
Cool. I'll check you out online too.
Yeah, you've got my business card. So yeah, live stream is on Twitch TV, which is the platform. It has my email there if you do want to stay in contact for any reason. If you ever come up to BC, there's a decent chance I'll be there.
Okay.
We can always reconnect that way.
My chance to go check out.
We can go skiing. Yeah, if you come in the winter, then we can go skiing together, and that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, awesome.
All right, Trevor.
Yeah, you as well.
So cool, yeah.
Until next time.
All right.
Alright, it's gonna take me a second to maneuver all this out. I've lost so many water bottles because I always have it separate because I'm drinking it, and then I just leave it in cars. Temperamental. Alright, I think that's it. Yeah, I got 2 Sharpies. Alright. Back on my own. It's kind of dripping raining, so it's a little bit weird to do this, and we'll probably get a few splatters on the camera. Thanks, guys. No, Christian was a really nice guy, and I'd love to meet back up with him again at some point because we seem to get along really well. So, like, he's one of the reasons why I like hitchhiking. Like, you just meet great people all the time. Meet some weird ones, but you mostly meet great people. So, yeah, just have to decide on my approach here. But yeah, bit of a bromance, had some hugs, exchanged numbers. Just struck up with a bottle of champagne. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go into a coffee shop, make a sign that says 101 South, because the hitchhiking spot here is actually pretty bad. So we'll do that. I just have to find one. I think Washington's kind of the state of coffee houses, so I think if I just pick a direction, I'll find one. But yeah. Actually, I think this is my spot here, which I'll show you right now, actually, because it's really bad. So that ramp going up is the ramp to the 101, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like no shoulder and like 2-lane traffic, and then off to the right where I would usually hitchhike, that's a separate street, so I couldn't really stand there. It's just a really awkward spot. I guess I could stand on the sidewalk there with the sign, and anyone that was gonna drive straight could like quickly turn off into this parking lot as there's an entrance there. But in general, this isn't a good spot. Maybe there's somewhere at the top of that ramp, but if we're talking about elevated highways like that, it's not a spot where you'd want to hitchhike. Yeah. The backpack is an Osprey Aether 60, which is a really great bag. Really comfortable. And I think a good size for multi-day trips. So yeah. I know you don't think that people are generally bad, but I'm trying to think about what people driving think of you. It's a good question. I don't know. What do you think they would think of me, or what do you think of me? Yeah. Like, they could tell me one thing but mean another. There's no way for me to know. Like, certainly some people that see me hitchhiking and stuff think what I'm doing is stupid or something like that. And I understand that mindset. That's what most people think. But they're entitled to their opinion. Yeah, I got a lot of good discounts on all my gear. When I first started hitchhiking, like, I got a job in the outdoor industry because I'd just gotten back from a big hitchhiking trip. So that gave me the outdoor experience they thought necessary to sell the equipment. But it was like, my equipment was pretty bare bones. I bought a used 70-liter bag. It was like 15 years old, and I had like just fairly inexpensive stuff. But that got me into that industry, so my equipment has upgraded since then. This backpack was free. Osprey just gave it to me. My sleeping pad was free. X-Bed just gave it to me. Yeah, they give you a lot of stuff, or you get your discounts, which are anywhere from like 50 to 75% off retail, which really gives you the ability to stock up on gear, and like, it makes things a bit more comfortable. Yeah, Osprey gave me a free bag because the job I worked at in Calgary, selling outdoor gear, every year they do like this little hike. I don't know, and they pick like 2 people from all the stores in the region, which includes like Edmonton and Banff and everything. And when they go there, they get you to try out different gear, and they end up just usually giving that gear that you try out to you. So I got a free backpack, sleeping pad, a Jetboil Minimo stove, an outdoor research soft shell, a bunch of stickers, maybe a few other little knickknacks, a spork. Yeah, there's some perks to working in that industry, and the free stuff or the cheap stuff is definitely one of them. Like, it's gonna be hard for me if I stop working at those kinds of places to ever pay retail again, because like, you see a sticker price on an Arc'teryx shell of like $500 to $900, and like I don't think I could pay that. Just want a coffee shop. How hard is it to be? And it's kind of too bad that I had to quit my job for this. Otherwise, like, people watching, I'd just like hook you guys up with staff discounts. Because like I had a certain amount that was friends and family. Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. Thank you. Cool. My main source of money, well, selling outdoor gear has been my most recent main source of money. And then I'm just fairly frugal when I travel, so a little bit of money goes a long way. In 2015, I traveled for just shy of 8 months, around 23 countries, and I spent 3,700 Canadian, including flights. So I just don't need that much money to do what I do. On this trip, I need a bit more because just the cellular data plan for Verizon is $150 US a month. Which I can almost live off of in a month, like all expenses. So my expenses are definitely higher on this trip, but I really wanted to show people what hitchhiking is like, and I couldn't do that without a truly unlimited data plan. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, data is even worse in Canada, and a significant reason why I'm doing this trip in the US is even though it costs quite a bit for a truly unlimited data plan, it actually exists. In Canada, that doesn't even exist. So, yeah, it's part of the reason why I'm in the US right now. I thought it'd be easy to find a coffee shop. It's not. I'm going completely blind. If I was just, I don't know, I could just pull up my phone, go to Google Maps. Oh, I thought I changed the setting, but keeps flipping back. I don't know why you do that. Tell me if it keeps doing that. I tried to change the settings, but it's difficult for me to troubleshoot while I'm streaming. There's gonna be lots of little kinks with the stream. That's gonna take me a while to figure out. I hope you guys can kind of just bear with me through that, because I'm learning how to do this. This is new to me. And hopefully I'll get there. It's raining kind of harder now. Okay, there's a Jack in the Box, so I'm just going in there. How long are your average days when you're doing this? Like, traditionally I hitchhike, like I sleep in my tent, I wake up at first light, I hitchhike until I feel like not hitchhiking. If I'm hitchhiking all day, I hitchhike until it's dark, and then once it's dark, I find a place to camp, set up my tent, sleep until the next morning. That's if I'm trying to get as far as I can in one day. So it's kind of just like, if my only purpose is to go as far as I can, it's first light to nightfall. I don't hitchhike at night unless I really have to be somewhere or really want to be somewhere. So yeah, I avoid nighttime hitchhiking. Strange things seem to happen at night. And where do I usually sleep at night? Usually, like, it's in my tent, and then as far as location goes, Well, cities are more difficult, but if I'm not in a city, you can usually just find some forest somewhere that's public land and sit down after dark, sleep there for the night, and take down at first light before anyone's out and about. Yeah, and I just follow the leave node, kind of trace principle. That place I camped, you shouldn't even be able to tell I ever slept there. As soon as I leave, it should look like I was never there. I don't want to leave any litter. I don't have a campfire. I don't even have a camp stove. I just sleep on the ground and then carry on in the morning. Alright, I'm gonna go in here, and I don't know if they even have coffee here, but we'll see. Yeah, we do. Okay. We're gonna make a sign here. And maybe check out Hitch Wiki or something. Hi.
Hey, what can I get started with?
Can I just grab a regular coffee?
Just a regular size coffee?
Yeah. Do I add my own cream or sugar, or you do me?
You add it, but how many do you need?
2 cream, 1 sugar.
Two creams, 1 sugar?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the packages. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't care. So 2 creams, 1 sugar, right?
Correct.
It is 206.
You take.
Yep, it's right here. Okay. Chris, sandwich is back. I had it already bagged, and she didn't realize I already bagged it for him. Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
I'm from Canada. I've hitchhiked a bunch the past 4 years, and I want to show people what it's kind of like. So this is live,
Nice.
and people can see me as I hitchhike around the U.S. just to show them what it's like.
Dangerous?
I've been picked up 700 times, and I can't say I've met a bad person. So
That's good.
I think it's riskier than taking a bus, plane, or train, but like compared to other things people consider dangerous, it's really not that bad.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Thanks.
More balls than I got. A little bit. Leave some stir sticks over there.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to put you guys down for a sec while I. Yeah, carrying this thing around, you really people definitely notice and they ask questions about it. I'm just gonna set this down while I grab a stir stick. 1 second. requirements of signs, it'd just be recycling bins behind businesses and stuff, specifically cardboard only bins, and you just pull some out. And I have a knife with me, and I just cut off strips that I use to write on. Cardboard is pretty abundant. Also, if you wreck your sleeping pad, like if you have inflatable, if you destroy that, cardboard's actually a decent insulator from the ground. So, like when I was in Russia, I only had a really crappy foam roll-up that was really thin because I destroyed my inflatable in Ireland, and it just wasn't providing the insulation from the ground. So I was losing a lot of heat through the ground at night because it was getting into fall. It was getting pretty cold in Russia. So I stocked up on extra cardboard, and I put the cardboard underneath my sleeping pad, and it does provide a certain amount of insulation. Like, homeless people know what they're doing. Kind of water bottle you'd recommend for traveling? Like right now I just have a Nalgene. They're kind of heavy compared to even just normal, like whatever water bottles you buy at a store. But I do like that they have the loop, so if you have a carabiner you can just hang it off of anything. This, like they come in a wide mouth and a narrow mouth. There's kind of pros and cons to each one. The wide mouth is kind of awkward to drink from, especially when you're driving in the car. But it's easier to refill, especially from a body of water like a river or something like that. And then the narrow body, or narrow mouth one, is easier to drink from. It's not splashing out over your face. But it's harder to refill from awkward water sources. It's kind of your trade-off. If it was winter or something like that, I'd have an insulated water bottle. It's just not necessary on this. It adds extra weight because it's usually metal. I don't need the insulation, so I'll just forego it. Have you ever hitchhiked to the same place twice? I started hitchhiking like back and forth from where I was going to school to where my friends and girlfriends were at the moment. So I started hitchhiking just from point A to point B back to point A, and it escalated from there. So I've done a lot of the same route. Like I've probably hitchhiked Kelowna to Vancouver like, I don't know, at least a dozen times. And it's a pretty easy route to hitchhike because there's not that much significant between the 2 points, so chances are you're going to get a ride direct from Kelowna to Vancouver. I don't think I've ever had Jack in the Box. I don't think this counts though because it's just coffee, but this is neat. Even one of those life straws that can filter water from river or whatever. On my Europe trip in 2015, I brought it wasn't a life straw, it was called a Sawyer Mini, which is called a pressure filter. You essentially fill up like looks like a plastic bag water with like dirty water, and you pretty much press it and it squeezes through a filter into whatever other, like into your water bottle, and then that filters it. Life straws work well. The only thing is if it's just the straw, like you have to be directly at that dirty water source, like with your straw sucking out of it, or fill up your water bottle with unclean water and just drink through the straw out of it. So I prefer to have a way of filtering water that I don't know, you can pre-filter a bunch of water, as much as you care to do, and then your water's ready to go when you want to drink it, rather than the straw that filters as you drink. On this trip, I'm always next to civilizations, and I'm not going to be collecting water from rivers ever, so I didn't even bother bringing a filter. Yeah. It's called a Sawyer Mini. So Sawyer makes several different ones. The mini one's just kind of lightweight and small. Hitchhike to Canada. I'm from Canada. I'm from British Columbia, Canada, and the nature is awesome in Canada. I'm doing this in America because I can get unlimited data in America, and I can't get that in Canada. It just doesn't exist. Maybe one day it will, but it doesn't. Also, I'm from Canada. I know all about the moose fights. You don't have to tell me about the moose fights. lucky with cops. Like hitchhiking, you just have to expect to interact with police. But I don't know. I've been pretty lucky so far. Like I've been detained in Japan. I've been picked up, told I'm hitchhiking illegally wherever I am, and they take me somewhere where it is legal or help me get to my location. How to do my laundry? I don't get to do laundry very often, is the simple answer. On trips, I've gone up to a month without doing laundry, and that sounds gross, because it is. But I don't. Most of my actual clothes next to my skin are made of merino wool, which is naturally antimicrobial, so it doesn't stink up that much. You can wear a merino wool shirt for days and days and days, and you might stink, but if you take the shirt off and you just let it hang up for a couple hours, like the shirt doesn't actually smell. But like anything you get soiled into it, it'll still look dirty. Yeah. But yeah, you can wash your clothes anywhere if you really want to. It's just then I'm down for a day because I'm sitting waiting for all my clothes to dry, hanging up. I shave in public washrooms, and it's not that glamorous of a thing. It's pretty, yeah. I'm due for a shave right now. I try to keep clean shape when I'm hitchhiking because you just look, I don't know, younger and cleaner. But these signs are actually really small. I'd rather have a longer one. Kind of deodorant, I recommend an antiperspirant so you don't sweat that much in the first place. But I wear just like a Dove Cool Clean or something like that. It's like a blue label one, and it's an antiperspirant, and so I don't sweat that much. One thing I say to people is I generally prefer cold weather for traveling because you can manage how much you sweat and stuff like that. If you're a bit too cold, you add a layer. If you get a bit too warm, you take a layer off, so you're not sweating that much. Whereas if it's hot, you just are kind of hot all day. You live in your own sweat, and you start to stink a whole lot quicker. Like you stink because of there's bacteria growing in your hot spots, and they really like that wet, moist environment that you create when you're sweating. So avoiding sweating is the best way to not smell. But that's easier said than done. Like I'm walking with a 60-pound bag, even when it's not that warm and I'm down to just a shirt, I'm gonna sweat out the back of it. You can't avoid it completely. How do I want to do this? Sounds kind of small, but yeah. No problem response. Thanks for the questions. It's kind of fun to be able to talk about it as I'm doing it, and to have people that are kind of interested in watching it. So yeah, if you guys keep watching and keep asking me questions, I'll keep doing this. The big problem so far has been consistency, because I've been on Highway 101, which between towns, signal-wise, is pretty bad. So there's been, honestly, the majority of the time, I haven't had enough signal to keep a consistent stream. Where if it's lagging and stuff like that, no one wants to see that. Yeah, I've heard as we go south, things are kind of closer together. There's less mountains, so the cell reception is kind of connected better. That's really nice to hear. Shanti, Andrea. It's nice to know that you're enjoying watching the stream. And I'm hoping I make it more consistent for you, so when you tune in, things will be going good and it's not just the choppy mess. Oh shit, yeah. Show you the business card. It has my real name, so don't try to, yeah. I don't know. I guess you can look me up. I don't really have much to hide. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the Twitch thing. But yeah, I'm guessing that's backwards for you. But yeah. My name, I'm a hitchhiker, Twitch, and then my social media handles that I haven't used, and an email address that anyone can contact me at. Which I should link in the info. All the social medias will be linked in my info below my channel at some point. I just haven't done it yet. And yeah, I try to give every driver I have one of those. Historically, like I sometimes exchange contact info, but I'm really bad at staying in contact with people. So I hope people send me emails and stuff like that, because like as much as I am bad at staying in contact with people, like I don't know, people who pick me up are doing me a big favor, and they're doing something generous when they really don't have to. Like they see a stranger on the side of the road and they pick them up just out of their own generosity. So yeah, I want to maintain a relationship with a lot of people that pick me up. Like Christian, I don't, if anyone was here that saw him, like amazing guy and interesting, and amazing looking for 45. But like the type of people that I want to stay in contact with. If you're watching yesterday, there was like some people that I turned down rides for that are definitely people I wouldn't want to stay in contact with. So you get the whole range of people. But yeah. Yeah, and for the business cards I used like pretty much a general template, and yeah. What made me think about handing out cards? Because there's so many moments where like you meet someone and you want to like quit, like they seem interested, but you I don't know, like you don't want to like get a piece of paper and write down your contact info or something like that. And I'm like live streaming it, so it's hard to be like, yeah, I'm doing this, if you want to check me out, check out twitch.tv/Hitch_live. That's hard, that's a mouthful and it's hard to remember. The main reason I thought about it was for the drivers. If they're curious what I'm doing, they can they'll have a physical thing where they can reference, so they can find me again. Because I've met a lot of cool people, and then you get out of the car and they're just, it's dust in the wind. You never get to see them again, and the chances of you rediscovering that person is non-existent. Like it'd be a miracle. So I don't know, there's some contacts that I wish I had kept that I didn't. So yeah. Put on the sign 101 South, I'm guessing. I could just put South, I could just put 101, or I could put both. I got Jack and both, yeah. But the sign is, I don't know, not that long, so like 101 South is kind of long. The hard thing is also, usually I have like a pencil with me where I can like trace, like I just like roughly do it, but if you fuck up with a Sharpie, then like it just, you can't take a Sharpie back. Also, I've never been an artist. I'm an accounting major that got bored and started hitchhiking. I've never been an artist, so yeah, any of those combinations. So don't judge me, because it's gonna be messy. Unless I'm like literally there with like taking forever to like meticulously make it perfect. Like my first hitchhiking sign, I used like a ruler and everything to like make things perfect. Yeah, it's not that pretty. No, I didn't get my accounting degree. I did 2 years out of 4. It was in my Bachelor of Business Administration with a major in accounting. I did 2 years, and I was okay at it. I just was in the middle of my program. I'm like, I could see myself, like, well, pretty soon, finishing that degree, getting my CPA, my Chartered Professional Accountant designation, and like getting a job at a public accounting firm, making whatever $60,000-$70,000 to start, and then in 10 years you're making your $140,000 and working for 40 years in a public accounting firm, and that's just not. It was like an early life crisis. I'm like, I don't want that to be my life. So I dropped out fall semester of 2014, and I packed a backpack and I hitchhiked east out of Kelowna, and I kept hitchhiking east until I got to St. John's, Newfoundland. And then I hitchhiked back, and I thought that was fun, and then things escalated from there. Found a flight to Europe, started deciding that, yeah, I'd fly around Europe, or hitchhike around Europe rather. And then once I had my flight to Europe, I'm like, you know what? Let's just see how far we can take this. And I bought a flight home from Tokyo 6 months later, and I'm like, let's see if I can get from Dublin, Ireland to Tokyo in 6 months, exclusively by hitchhiking, except for oceans. That was the escalation. Yeah, I'm 23 years old. I've been hitchhiking since I was 19, which was after my second year of college. Yeah, I have hitchhiked with other people before, and from that I've discovered that hitchhiking with me and a girl is fun. You get around still quickly, and you've got someone to talk to. Yeah, pet fish. I've also tried to hitchhike with me and another guy, and it's really, really slow. And even though it is nice to have someone hitchhiking with you to kind of chat with during the downtime, it slows things down a lot. And I get it. If you're driving a car by yourself and you see two guys hitchhiking, how that turns out is you pull over, you let them in. One person's sitting next to you, one person's sitting right behind you in a car with two strangers that you've never met, and that's an intimidating thing. So I get that. So two guys is difficult. Me by myself is pretty quick. One guy, one girl is quick as well. So yeah. And I'm guessing girl by herself is the quickest, but comes with some creepy vibes. Yeah, I can chat with each other in my downtime now, which is honestly amazing, and I like it. And I love all the questions that you guys are asking, because I don't know, you guys seem kind of excited about it, and I'm excited to tell you about it. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions about specifics, or if someone wants to try it, hit me up, and I will put it out there that if anyone watching in the United States of America, except for the states listed below where it's illegal to hitchhike, if anyone wants to try hitchhiking, I will hitchhike to you and meet you, and we can go like for a day hitchhike somewhere, like pick a place like 2 hours away, and we'll hitchhike there, and I'll show you the ropes, and we'll live stream it, and it'll be fun. Cheeto Fangus, thanks for following. So, I guess you see that backwards. That's just the bare bones, and then you make it thicker so people can actually see it. And when I say like anyone in the U.S., that's guy or girl. Like I said, it's difficult to hitchhike with two guys, but like that doesn't matter. Yeah, any gender. What do I do for money? Well, right now I quit my job and I'm hitchhiking what I've done the past 4 years is I work, I save up money, I quit my job, I travel, I get home, I work, I save up money, I quit my job, I travel. I've never worked while I travel. I just travel for leisure, for fun, for the adventure, and then I go home and I save up money again. That's the extent of it. Where I can do that because hitchhiking is like, if you hitchhike and you live out of a tent, those are your like two major costs covered right there, transportation and accommodation. So my day-to-day costs are so insignificant that you can travel for a very long time on not very much money. It's nice to have a bit of a financial backer where you're not just you don't just leave with $100 and see how far you can get. Like, I always have enough money where if things get crappy for whatever reason, I have credit cards too. I can just buy a flight home from anywhere in the world. It's a bit of a safety net, and I'd recommend you have some kind of safety net. I don't know. Yesterday I talked about managing risk. Like, yes, hitchhiking is a risk, but you should manage it. I think kind of preparing for the worst is part of your managing risk. Can I ask where like some of the people commenting or chatting are kind of from? I'm curious if that's because I posted on my social medias, which are like mostly local people, and some people I met through my travels. If you found it through that, or if you found it just through Twitch itself. Kansas. That's really cool. I'm happy you found the channel. I'll probably be through Kansas at some point, just so you know. And if you, I don't know, learned anything from me, I don't have a problem, or I have a very, it's easy for me to trust humans. So like when I meet people, I'm just like, yeah, let's do something, let's go do this, rather than the whole like, I don't know, being scared to meet up in person and stuff like that. So yeah. Like, I don't have that much of a plan, but I would like to try to hitchhike through as many states as possible on this trip where it's legal. If it was just me not streaming, I would have no problem. I actually already have. Like, apparently it's illegal to hitchhike in New York, and I've hitchhiked in New York State already. But like, the cops don't really care that much. It's just I'm broadcasting on a platform that you're not supposed to do illegal things on, so I'm trying to hitchhike but be as like legal about it as physically possible. Yeah. How many states have I been to and what state am I in currently? I'm currently in Washington. In my life, kind of two different lives. You have your life as a child and life as an adult. During my adult life, I've hitchhiked through New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts on my way to Boston last fall. And then I hadn't really, like, I've gone down the West Coast when I was a kid. Like, parents drove us down to down to Disneyland when I was in grade 7 or something. So like 12. But I haven't been since. So this is my first time actually on my own going down to California. But yeah, in Washington right now, heading south down the 101. Weather's been kind of crappy, but I'm from Vancouver and I'm used to the rain. It still sucks though. I think it's really cool that technology has advanced enough that this is possible. Like, this is a new thing that this is even possible at all. Like, IRL streaming and then doing that while hitchhiking, stuff like that. Like, that's pretty cool to me, that this is even possible. So, I don't know. And I'm not quick at this either. Like, again, never been an artist, and I try to make it kind of legible. So this is yeah. Which is another thing. If I have a hitchhiking partner for X amount of time, usually they're a better drawer than me, so I can get them to do the signs. So yeah. If there's any artists out there, I'd love to hitchhike with you because you can make beautiful, very legible signs. Because I can't do that. And I've made a lot, but I don't seem to get better. And back to the US, like, I will meet anyone if they want to try hitchhiking. That excludes Alaska and Hawaii. I want to hitchhike in Alaska, Hawaii. I'm not excluding them. Just right now I'm doing like the contiguous US states, so no Alaska or Hawaii right now. I would really like to go to Alaska. I've been to Yukon and Northwest Territories in Canada, which are right next. But I'd like to go to Alaska as well, because I kind of like the cold. But what are we at? 6:20. Yeah, I'll be running out of daylight fairly soon-ish. I'll probably still try to find one more ride today before I lose my light. And then, yeah, camp out for the night most likely. I did luck out last night with a free place to stay in a trailer, like a camping kind of style trailer. But it had power to recharge my things, and it was temperature controlled, so, and it was out of the rain, so kind of, I lucked out there. And yeah, like, there's many ways to keep yourself clean, like, you know, jumping in a river or whatever. But through a lot of my travels, I stay clean because like super generous people invite me over to their house, and they let me shower, they feed me, they give me a proper bed to sleep in. Like, that's extremely generous. To invite someone you just met, a complete stranger, into your home, feed them, clean them. You don't clean them yourself, but you let them clean themselves, and give them a place to stay. Like, humans can be like really awesome. And with hitchhiking, you see a lot of that. Gives you a good outlook on the world in general.